Hannah, and you're welcome to another episode of In My Opinion. So guys, in case you are new here and you don't know what In My Opinion is, it's just basically me reading different scenarios I find online and saying how I would react to that scenario, or giving advice, or saying what I think about that scenario. So please, if you like things like that, click on the subscribe button. And also, if you find any scenarios that you would like me to talk about, you want to get to me on Instagram and I would like to talk about it. Okay, that said, let's go into today's video. So the very first one says, please, I would like your opinion and the opinion of other wives and moms. Is it normal for my mother-in-law to always kiss my husband on the lip in my presence and be saying I have kissed your wife's lips? Oh my god, that is weird. I have no problem with a mother kissing her child. I when you say kiss, I'm sure it should be like a peck, like I have no problem with that. But it just weirds me out. Why is she saying I've kissed your wife? Like, why is she thinking about that? For me, sometimes I feel like perversion doesn't only have to do with you actually doing something. Sometimes the way your mind works is just perverse. I feel like why is your mother-in-law thinking of your son kissing? Like, why is that even going on in her head? For me, it's ill. Like, it's not okay. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I feel like that's totally not okay. Why is she thinking about it up to a point that she's voicing it? Like, why Anyway, the next one is, please, apart from alcohol, please, what can I take to wash out sperm that has stayed up to 4 days in my body? I was so nonchalant about it, but one thing keeps telling me to do something about it. I have a 4-month-old child. I'm still breastfeeding, not ready for another one now. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. To be very honest with you, I don't feel like all these things that people will say, oh, after having sex, you stand up, everything will come out. After having sex, you turn upside down, this thing will come out. Or drink this one, or drink that one, or drink. I honestly do not believe in this. I just feel like you should go and get the morning after pill. Okay, maybe you saying 4 days in your body, I feel like it's already too late. If you're pregnant, you're already pregnant. So there's not really anything. But I just feel if you're having unprotected sex, you want to just take the after how they say it, the morning after pill. But I don't know whether it's safe for you to take the morning after pill when you're breastfeeding. I don't know, like just use a condom, like just use protection to avoid this type of thing, because you have a 4-month-old baby. Imagine you getting pregnant now. Your daughter or your son will be basically less than 11 months. Wait, oh my god, the child will be 1 year 1 month while they have a follower. That's not fair to that baby. So I feel like you should just weigh your options. Talk to your husband. Maybe you want to start using the condom, because I don't know, I can't come and tell you here that you should use the morning after pill or things like that. We don't know. I don't know whether it's safe to use that when you're still having babies. I just feel like all this alcohol thing, and you're taking alcohol when you have a 4-month, is it that you're not breastfeeding? Anyway, I just feel like when you're having a baby, I don't know, the hospital where I gave birth in, when I had a baby, the doctors actually came in. When I had the third baby, they came in and they told me, these are the different contraceptives we have, these are the different things we have. In case you're done having kids, you have had 3, you don't want anymore, you can use this, these are the effects. So you want to go to these clinics. Okay, go to these clinics and then let it talk to you, and then you see what you can take so that it can help you not to get pregnant, because it's not going to be nice if you have a 4-month-old child and you're pregnant again, except that's something you want. Okay, the next one is, please, I would like to know the opinion of others. My husband's elder brother, their firstborn, got a job in my city, and my husband told me he said he would like to stay with us for at least 1 month before he can get his own place. When my husband told me this, I chatted him up, that is his elder brother, to tell him I got the message and I won't be comfortable with the idea, because I run a baking business from my house for now. Secondly, we are just 2 years in marriage and we already had an agreement that we won't be allowing a third party into our home for now. I gave him reasons why it won't be possible. He replied and said he understands. This is someone who has lived in my town for over 20 years. He was a bank manager and not involved in he was a bank manager and got involved with fraud and was sacked, but he was paid off. He still couldn't achieve anything with the money. His reckless spending made his wife separate from him. They have 2 kids together. In fact, his character is nothing. Okay. While I understand why this woman may not be too comfortable with the brother-in-law coming to stay because she's painting him like, okay, he's this irresponsible person, I totally understand. You probably will not want someone like that in your house, because something with people like this is that when they come, they might not leave. For that, I understand. But where I have a problem is her reaching out to the brother, because we are Africans. We know, being married, you have to be very diplomatic. You have to be very smart when you're handling things. Something like this, I feel like she would have had this conversation with her husband and explained to her husband all the many reasons why she feels like it is a bad idea for her brother-in-law to come and stay with them. Her brother now would know how to carry that information to his brother without making her look like a bad person. You get? That is what I think. The mistake this lady made was reaching out to the brother. I don't care what kind of relationship you have with him, whether people are cool or not. There are certain things that it sounds different when it's coming from his brother, or it's almost like, okay, my husband has something that my brother does that he doesn't like, and maybe we're staying in the same house, or my brother wants to come and stay here and he asked me. I would talk to my husband, and if my husband thinks it's a bad idea, it would be better if I'm the one who goes back to tell my brother, because in that way I know my brother, I know how to handle him, I know how to say things to him that he's not going to take it. When it's even a woman in a woman's place, it's even different, but when it comes to the man, it almost seems, you know, the way it is, it just makes you're just putting a target on your back for nothing. You would have spoken to your husband. I feel like she should have spoken to her husband to make him understand, like, you see, I'm running a business. You know the way your brother stopped working, his wife left him because of this. Explain all those things. And sometimes all these things about his character, you don't even have to put it in front for your husband. Just try to make your husband to understand that, you see, I'm running a business. Okay, I'm running a business. The house is already small for us. We said we're going to spend all this time ourselves and all that. So please let your brother try to understand. I feel like if it's coming from him, his brother, it's not going to be that bad, but coming from you, it becomes, oh my God, his wife is controlling him. Oh my God, that wicked witch. Oh my God, she doesn't want her. She doesn't love us. Oh my God. So you reaching out, for me, it was disrespectful. It was not something to do. You had to use your head to be diplomatic, to use your husband to go and do the dirty work. And another question I would like to ask is, was your husband okay with this? Like, was your husband okay with you not wanting him there? Or maybe how was it? Like, that's something that I kept wondering. His character is nothing to write home about. I have thoughts about all these over and over again. It's not going to work out. It won't end well. I have told my husband over and over again. I gave him reasons. I made him understand. I don't hate his brother, but the continuation. His character is nothing to write home about. I have told my husband over and over again. Okay, sorry guys, I didn't finish it. So the continuation is, his character is nothing to write home about. I have thought about all this over and over again, and it won't work. I have told my husband over and over again. I gave him reasons and made him understand I don't hate his brother, but I won't be comfortable with him in my home. And I know if I accept now, it may extend to 1 month. It may exceed 1 month. I don't want this man to come here and influence my husband. Please, I hope I'm doing nothing wrong. Okay, like I said, I still stand for the fact that you should have left your husband to tell him. And if you say you have told your husband over and over again, it definitely means that your partner or your husband is probably not okay with it, with your decision. So it's already causing friction. So you now, it's almost like the two brothers against you. You see, you put yourself in a bad position. You should have told your husband to just wait, let you people try and discuss about it before going ahead to tell his brother. I feel like for me that was kind of disrespectful. Somebody says, please, what can I use down there if it smells? Can we talk about the shame that comes with women down there? Like, this is like a culture thing, I should say. It should be like a culture thing. I cannot tell you the number of people who have infections down there, like women in their down there intimate area. A lot of women have infections down there. A lot of women are keeping kinds of illnesses down there and sharing to their partner, who is sharing to the neighbor and sharing to everybody. A lot of women are sick, and because of stigma and all that, people are afraid to go to the hospital, guys. I'm saying this from first hand because this was something that happened to me. I was constantly having yeast infections, the itching and all that, but that shame for me to say, okay, I'm going to the hospital to go and meet the doctor. I felt like if I go to the hospital, oh, the doctor, they're going to judge me. They're going to say this one has been sleeping around. That's why she has this. That's why she's having vaginal itches. That's why this and that. That's why. So there's this stigma, which I feel like is something that we have to unlearn. There is nothing wrong with you going to see a gynecologist for checkup. There's nothing wrong to you if you're having foul smells down there for you to go to the hospital. There's nothing wrong. And I feel like the stigma starts from even the medical personnel. Some of our medical personnel, they are so unprofessional. You go there giving you judging looks. You go there looking at you funny. They're asking you very weird questions. I feel like the hospital is supposed to be that place where you're comfortable, that you go there and you will not be judged. But I will tell you for it's just I cannot, there are certain things that I cannot come here and talk. But you go to a hospital and you have a vaginal itches or anything, and people are, the way the nurses or the doctors will talk to you, it's almost like, oh, prostitute, yeah, a prostitute, you have been doing prostitution, you have stepped up, down, right, front, center, and now you have come here to come and check yourself and things like that. So I feel like we have to do something about this stigma. You are not supposed to be coming online and saying that they should put you anonymous to ask people to tell you what to do. You should go to the hospital. If you have any foul smell down there, go to the hospital. Don't sit and you're waiting, hoping that you're going to find a solution by asking people around. You're going to waste your money and waste your money. If you go to the hospital, they'll give you they'll test everything and they'll see exactly what you have. You treat yourself, you know where you got that from, and you know what to do not to be in that same situation you get. So I feel like coming online to ask these things is just uncalled for. I have a horrible story from a friend. I had this friend, there was this time I had a yeast infection, so I was talking about it with a group of friends, and I was talking about it saying, oh, this yeast infection has been itching. I finally went to the doctor gave me drugs. I feel so much better. I feel so much fresh down there and everything. And there was this particular friend of mine that while I was having that conversation, the friend was really interested in it. After having that conversation, this girl now reaches out to me and she was asking me about the drugs, those drugs I was taking and all that. I gave her the names, and apparently I think she went and took them. So this friend of mine, I had hooked her up with some other guy friend of mine. So after the guy came and he left, I was trying to ask both of them like how did things go. She was being very evasive. I kept insisting on the guy like, you should tell me what happened. And he just told me, he was like, I don't want to embarrass your friend, but Kenna, just tell your friend to take care of herself. I was like, take care of herself how? He was just like, he doesn't have much to say, just tell her to take care of herself. I was like, if you want to give me juice, you either tell me everything. How do I imagine me just going to my friends to tell her, see, Mary, take care of yourself, take care of it? It doesn't make any sense. So if you have anything to say, just say it to me. And he was like, okay. He came to town, and then they were trying to get intimate, so they were touching and everything. And then when she took off her trousers, there was a horrible smell that came out from down there of the lady, right? And he's like, okay. So he said he didn't want to embarrass her, so he's like, oh no, let's go and take a bath first, that'll be fresh for everything. So he took his bath and asked her to take a bath. She took her bath, came. When they're still trying, he says the second he wanted to get in, he got the smell again, even stronger. So he's like, how do I handle this? How do I do this that this girl, she's not going to feel funny or feel like a kind of way? So he said men will be men. He's still like, maybe I can just get out with this. So he put on protection and then he tried to get in. And he says the second he got in, as he started moving up and down, you guys know the way that thing goes. As he started moving up and down, guys, the smell grew worse. And he said he just took himself out and he was like, no, he's not doing this. He told her to go check up, gave her some money to go to the doctor, and that was it. So he was telling me, can I tell her to take care of herself, tell her to check herself, treat herself, because it's not okay. And what was wrong is just this girl feeling shy. She was just feeling ashamed, like, oh, how do I go to the hospital to go there? I want to start treating myself for this type of thing. So that's when I started thinking. I was like, oh, so it means when I was talking about my yeast infection and she was interested, she was probably just thinking maybe what she has is a yeast infection, so let her take some of the drugs I have and she's going to feel better, which apparently she didn't feel any better. So I feel like, first of all, medical practitioners should stop shaming us, and the society should stop. Like, it's okay, there are certain people who are completely innocent out there but they get diseases. There are people who are faithful to their partners but their partners still go out there and give them these things. So stop making people to feel like, oh, you are such a bad person because you have a venereal general disease or because you have an STI and things like that. It's generally that's why a lot of people's systems are getting rotten here, because a lot of us are just too scared to talk about it. Anyway guys, I'm going to end today's video here. What do you think about this? Let me know in the comment section. Let's talk more. Give your own advice. Let's share ideas in the comment section. Thank you guys very much for watching this one. Okay, and I'm going to see you on my next one. Okay, love you guys. Bye. Mwah.